What is up guys, RamHunter1 here and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 50. Yep, that's right, number 50, 50 episodes of this Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. That's over a tenth of my public videos on YouTube, so that's it's a lot of videos. So yeah, like I said, 50th episode, and for my 50th episode I've been planning to do a Q&A, like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Style Q&A, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So you guys have sent me questions. If you still want to send me some more questions, leave them in the comment section down below, because I do want to do more of these at a later date, so I will be doing so. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'm going to get into the questions I have now. How did you get started on Yu-Gi-Oh! And what was the best card you ever owned in real life? Okay, so I got started on Yu-Gi-Oh! in, I'm going to say around April of 2003. Now, the reason I know the exact date and how I can still remember it 10 years later, well, it is 10 years later, isn't it? It's April 2013? No, 10 years later. Anyway, so I was just out shopping with probably my mother, and I seen like a half-destroyed pack of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and it was actually the Joey Wheeler starter deck. It was like half-destroyed, the top had been ripped off of it and stuff like that, so I finished it off, finished ripping it open, and I just took the deck, so I stole it, I know. Evil person, but I was what, 7? No, I would have been 6 then, 6 years old, so cut me some slack, you know, yeah, cut me some slack. So yeah, I actually stole my ever first deck, and that's how I think I watched the TV show before that, but that's how I actually got into the card game. And the best card I ever owned in real life, God, I don't think I've ever owned a really good card in real life. But my favourite card I've ever owned is a limited edition shiny Gilfried the Lightning, because that was just like one of my first main like good looking limited edition shiny cards. I did out of the collector's tin. I actually still have the collector's tin to this game, and I actually still have the card to this day. So yeah, that's probably my favourite and like most, I'll say, treasured card. Hey, can I ask you, how do you get so HD pics even in full screen? Okay, so by this I'm guessing he means the pictures for the actual DevPro duels that I do, and then record them and upload them and stuff like that. Every single card that's in the game is just the default one, I don't change them up. The backs of my cards I made myself in Photoshop, and I used high resolution picture to make it. I actually need to change that that back of my card. I need to get a new one. And for like the overall recording, I use a software called Camtasia. It's probably the best one. It's better than Fraps and all that other shit. Camtasia Studio 7 actually is the number I use. So that's if you're looking to get something to record your screen, I definitely recommend Camtasia. It's the best one that I've used. And then to edit afterwards, I just put it all into Sony Vegas, and then Sony Vegas works its magic. So that's how I pretty much get my videos to look so HD. And I think that's what your question was, and I tried to answer it to the best of my ability. What is your favorite deck of all time? That's not actually a tough one. I think for a lot of other people it could be a little hard to choose through all of the decks. But for me, it's Ojamas. Ojamas is it's a deck I've not used in a long time. I actually used it for that Shadow Spectres pack announcement video I did for episode 49. And Gem Knights. Gem Knights is also a very good deck of mine. I actually didn't know about it because I had returned to Yu-Gi-Oh! After, because I took a break. And someone suggested in the comment section, hey, why don't you try this deck out? They said Gem Knights. I tried it out. I fell in love with it. And it's actually one of the only decks that I own in real life. So Gem Knights and Ojamas. What do you think about Hanzo's in Tempest Harpies? That's actually a pretty good idea, actually. I've never really played Hanzo's and Nijutsu Art, but I just checked them out before answering this question, and it seems like it would be a decent build. I might try it out, actually, because it like I said, seems like a decent build. What new up-and-coming archetypes do you think will be too overpowered or underpowered? As far as being underpowered, I think Super Defense Robo, Holy Lightning, and War Gods are all going to be super underpowered. I don't see them getting... I think War God might, but I don't see the other two getting any more support whatsoever. So War God might get a little bit better, but it's still gonna be underpowered. It's not a solid archetype, especially since they limit you from summoning 3 Yamatos. So those are the 3. Also, Shark is one that I think is really underpowered. I mean, it has lots of cards for it, but like I said, I just feel like it's an underpowered archetype. As for things I think are going to be overpowered, I don't think we're going to get any of those. I mean, Fire Fist, Phantom Beastcrafts, solid archetypes, but they're not overpowered. You can compete with them. Umbral, I think, is going to be in that same boat. I think it's going to be a powerful archetype. It can be competed against, and it's just going to be fun to play. And I think it's probably going to be more powerful than Fire Fist and Phantom Beastcraft, depending on how many cards we get for it. Because I know when Fire Fist was first introduced, they gave you enough cards to make a deck. When Umbral was first introduced in Judgment of Light, they gave you 3 or 4 cards to work around to make a deck. So depending on how many cards we actually get with Shadow Spectres depends on if it's going to be a really powerful archetype or not. What cards do you think could go from the spot on their ban list to higher? I think Lonefire to 2 would be fine. I don't think there are many because I feel as if the ban list is pretty balanced, but of course I do have a few. I agree with you. I think Lonefire could go from a 1 to a 2. I believe Black Magician of Chaos can go from 0 to at least a 1. It's not as useful as it was in the past, so I think that can definitely come back. And I also believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it can't be special summoned, so at least from the graveyard, I think. So that makes it even more balanced nowadays. And that Spirit Monster Tuskyo Yomiyo, I think that can also come from a 2 to just off the ban list completely. I don't think it needs to be there. But yeah, I think the ban list is pretty balanced at the moment. What is your favorite archetype and why? I guess I can stop beating around the bush with this one. Umbral, I mean, the Umbral archetype is here. We can play with the Umbral cards on the website, you know. But yeah, the Umbral archetype is here, so I guess I can class that as my favorite archetype now. And why? Because it's just it's a really fun archetype to play. It gets quick XYZ summons. It's Dark, which is my favorite. It's Fiend, which is also one of my favorites. And they just have really cool, really fun effects, and they work well with some other things to like get quick XYZ. So Umbral is my favorite archetype. Any guess to what C96 Dark Storm will do? For those of you who don't know, number C96 Dark Storm is going to be the cover card and one of the main cards in Shadow Spectres, and it's also the Chaos number monster for number 96 Dark Mist. As for what I think it would do, I think it'll have a similar effect to what Dark Mist has, where when he attacks he can take half the attack points of the opponent's monsters. I think that effect will return, but instead of half he'll take all of them. And I also think it's going to get something to negate spell and traps or something along those lines. So that's what I think Dark Storm will do. And that is all the questions, guys. I'd like to thank everyone who sent in a question. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions you'd like to ask me so I can answer in a later Q&A, remember to leave them in the comment section down below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, remember to give it a like rating and subscribe for more videos. Again, guys, this is RoundPanda1, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.